Hello, welcome. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Happy Saturday. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. We're going to take a look at the energy and the encouragement coming in for the day. Through our Infinite Wisdom Oracle deck and our Wild Unknown Tarot. So I do want to apologize. I have wanted to upload, but Mercury retrograde can sometimes be a time where the electronics actually are very wacky and wonky. So there's just been really interesting things happening. I've just gone with the flow, right? As you see, I did load late last night. Got that one up. The prior day, I deleted my my reading for the day, and so I didn't get to post that day. I generally try to post at least 4 to 5 times a week, if possible. But anywho, we're still here. We're still doing the dang thing. And so let's take a look. I want to take a look at the energy coming in for the day. And so welcome you guys. It is nice to be in the land of the living still. And so let's take a look. Like, share, comment, subscribe. So let's see. I hope you guys are well today. As you can see, I'm out in the sun, downloading and getting some of this good old energy today, this sun energy. And so let's take a look. What is the encouragement coming in today, Spirit, for our viewers here? Thank you so much for stopping by, my friends. What is the encouragement for the day, Spirit? I hope you have a restful weekend. I hope it's filled with everything that you want it to be. If you have an opportunity, get out in the sun. That's one of the things that Spirit has been encouraging us to do, is to get out in the sun, connect with this solar power download. When you connect, be open to the information coming in, because this is definitely a beautiful time to be out and about. I just happen to be out doing some things with and for my loved ones, and so while I'm waiting, y'all know I can get down to business while I'm waiting. So here we are. Let's take a look here. What is the encouragement coming in today, Spirit? Welcome. The energy of balance coming in today. Balance. Spirit is bringing up balance today. And heart chakra energy. So let's see. We have a few cards that came out here. So first off, we have balance coming in with the Dancer, right? This is talking about being open and actually activating our openness to enter this dance. And when we say dance, I really do feel like we're talking about this energy of expression and experiencing life. And there's a part of that we get to entertain and watch it unfold. The other part of that is where we get involved and we mingle, right? And so there's a balance there between that which we're doing and that which is being done for us. I feel like that's the balance that Spirit is talking about today. We also have compassion with the deer. And I can't help but think of this inspirational quote that talks about uh, the deer panting after water and wanting to connect with the creator, and that being its very expression of life, right? And also symbolic of how our creator, our source, desires to connect with us. And in that, it's accepting everything and being open to it and finding a level of connection, being compassionate for everything that is present in this situation that we're in today. Compassion means, yeah, it is what it is, and it may be some parts of that that is needing, but it's also really just being open and receptive to what is right now. And whatever that is, extending our heart to that, loving that for what it is right now. It may be something better, it may be something different tomorrow, but whatever it is right now, it's being accepting of that and loving that. Ooh, and then we got the energy of love coming in. Krishna and Radha. And these are actually deities, definitely in the Indian culture, that represent this connection, this bond. This is almost like the lover's card in the tarot. And this is talking about opening up to the divine and to the love that the divine has availed in your situation right now. I can't help but notice the lotus flower that she's holding. This may be representative of a very deep process that you've been through to get here to this space and time. Lessons of learning and of struggle, right? To rise up to this place, to this point of even being able to even think of accepting love. It's been a process. It's been a toil. It's been a labor, is what it feels like here. She's this very orange sacral chakra energy, and he's this very blue upper chakra energy. It could be the throat, it could be the third eye, or it could be the crown. She's on the lower chakras, like it's like a red, orangish, yellow hue, right? And so to me, this also represents a sense of balance between the two. And between those two is the heart, right? The heart is the center of the actual energy flow within the body. It connects and balances the two, the lower chakras with the higher chakras. And so this is also, I feel like, a sense of balance within ourselves that is being drawn to our attention today. And so that's the energy coming out. There could be very significant numbers. 25, 16, and 23 could be significant. Let me just see. And so on a practical level, the dance talking about balance could also talk about being open to move your body, to be in motion, right? Pulling away from technology and engaging with the physical world. This might be a indication of some physical activity needed. And there possibly be needing to be a balance with, that aspect of our connection to the technology as opposed to our connection with our physical realm, right? The balance there. However that looks, however you decide to do that, there's actually lots of things that you can actually just do for free. You can go on a little walk down the block in the neighborhood. You could invest in classes or invest in a coach to help you to work out parts of your body that you feel like could use a little love. We have Zumba, of course, dance classes, right? Tai Chi, yoga. And so it doesn't really matter what it is, but it's engaging your body and having fun in the process as well. Yoga, right? And so there's a sense of pleasure once we open to this and began to make it a priority. I actually found that to be true. Once I engage with that thing that I'm being called to, like whatever exercise that is, one of the things that I have loved to do that I haven't done lately is hot yoga. I don't know if you guys have tried hot yoga. If you've tried regular yoga, so this is a little bit more challenging because it's done in a room that is like up towards 100 degrees, right? And so your body is sweating profusely. And it's in essence is detoxing, right? While you're in that room, and it's not a lot of aggressive energy being exerted. If you know anything about yoga, yoga is very breath focused and movement focused. It's a exercise that is very present and zones in to the body. It's a activity that allows you to connect with your body and be present. It actually is a pretty amazing activity, right? And so to add on to that, you do it in a hot room that allows you to sweat out all of these toxins out of your body. It's actually really amazing. And at first, it's very difficult. Your body may scream and shout and fight and make you feel like you're about to die. But, after about a week or two, a month in of doing it regularly, you actually begin to look forward to it. And it becomes this very fun, engaging activity with your body. It's actually rather amazing. And so I don't know if you have had a chance to try that. Let me know if you have, what you think of it. It's a very dynamic activity. And so it's finding things, that can assist in getting active and also allowing yourself to have some fun with it too. And we are going to take a look and see if there's anything that Spirit is bringing up with compassion. Just basically tapping into your heart space and allowing that energy of compassion to grow. Being open in the world, and allowing grace to flow unendingly. Yeah. Even taking you beyond your boundaries, right? And the balance there is, being available to be present and supportive for others, but not overstepping those boundaries. Like, it's one thing to be there to support and help others, but it's another thing to step into other people's situations to try to fix it. That's not what we're called to do. We're there to be a support and to really be present, not really to fix it, because that's not our job. That's the job of the universe. That's the job of our creator, of God, of spirit. We're just there to be a support and to shed grace, and to share in our experiences or offer a bit of wisdom with our life lessons. We're not there to fix things for other people. I think that's where we fall into a trap, and that's where many relationships get skewed as well, because we look to people to step in to fix things for us. And sometimes we're the ones that's stepping in to try to fix things, but it's a setup for disappointment because it's not possible. And when that becomes the focus of a connection or stepping into someone's life, then it actually ends up being a total mess, is what it ends up being, And so one of the things that we like to do is just make it very clear, I'm here, I'm a support. If I can offer any wisdom or sharing my experience or offer advice, I will. But understand it's just advice. Like, we all have to seek an inner guidance for ourselves. We all have to seek our connection for ourselves, right? Because my path is mine. What worked for me, it may not work for the other person. There may in fact be things that you can pull away from my lessons, but in fact there is a bit of discernment even in listening to my lessons, right? A bit of discernment that you have to pull in and use that throat chakra energy to decipher the information that you are pulling in, and pull out the meat and throw away the bones, right? Because not everything is going to fit exactly, and so there's a level of compassion that we shed and that we offer each other without overstepping those boundaries. And I feel like the being able to accept things as they are is part of that. That's what compassion is talking about here. It's like, well, maybe this time and this point, what's happening right now, there is a sense of purpose in that. And so I can be present in that. I can be present with you in that, and kind of looking to see if we can identify some lessons that are, coming forth with this without feeling the need to try to change it. It's being accepting of what is right now and showing compassion on that. And then lastly, this energy of love with Krishna and Radha. Being open to the love that the divine has brought to us. I feel like this is just Spirit letting you know that the need for affection and for love and for connection, right? Spirit is meeting that right now. That's going to be met. And so this particular oracle card is a Hindu pantheon, where Krishna is like the seventh incarnation of Lord Vishnu. It's also a powerful deity, right? He's seen as a powerful deity. Often also seen as like a musician. Krishna is also known to have this overflowing, bottomless energy of flowing compassion. Also being gentle and being a very divine connection, a divine lover. Now, Radha is actually a goddess energy of Krishna, and she reflects this divine feminine energy to the divine masculine, like she's the divine feminine counterpart. And so we look at these two symbols, we look at these two archetypes within this particular culture per se, right? And this is meant to really awaken our own needs, awareness around our magnetism towards others who actually align with our energy. This is talking about, remember we were talking about balance a moment ago? People that align with our energy and our vibration. I feel like there is a rise of a new type of love that's happening right now, a very balanced love that we're seeking, and that we're aware that exists. No longer will we be accepting that other very superficial, very passion based, um, temporary connection. But this is a very new type of love that we're offering and that we're looking to connect with. And this may, in fact, take us back centuries, right? Again, we're talking about archetypes, we're talking about deities that have set a precedence through time. And this is almost like having that deep, sensual connection that goes deep down in the soul type love, right? That very, and if I could compare it to something, it would be compared to the honeymoon phase of a connection. But this is deeper than the honeymoon phase because this is something that is more deeply rooted and grounded, right? And this is something that lasts lifetimes. Something that we crave, right? A deep, passionate connection, soul level connection, aligned connection, and balanced connection. We're talking about energy here. And I feel like this is what we're looking for when we're going through all these different relationships and we find ourselves in different connections every other, blue moon ever so often. That's what we're looking for. This is the energy that we're looking for, right? And that very honeymoon phase many times is short-lived, which is why we find ourselves in so many connections. It's for that short-lived honeymoon phase. But this, what Spirit is talking about, is something that is not a honeymoon phase in the sense of the word. It's something that is actually very authentic to the connection and something that is natural, right? It's not something that will fade away. It's just something that is. When these energies come together, this is what is produced naturally. It's a higher level connection. And I don't care how old you are or what phase of life you're in, romantic love is always something that is a blessing. And it's something that we should cherish and behold. And our heart craves this type of connection. It's like a vital nutrient to our spirits. And so this is what we are talking about, what is available, right? Remember, it's perfectly natural to love and to have all these different unions that happen when you come together with someone else. And this is a time to remember that if that is something that you're desiring, Spirit has what you need, okay? Spirit has what you need. This is to the people that are in connections and those that may not be at this time, right? Being open to our hearts to connect with the divine love that Spirit has for us. And just to put a little extra on there, that always starts within, okay? Again, we're talking about balance within self. That always starts within, that love. So I'm talking to those who are prepared to love themselves first and foremost. Because unless we can love ourselves, it's beautiful to expect, this kind of energy to come and join us. But there is a love that's happening within right now between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And there is a peace that's rising right now. And it starts there, right? As above, so below, so within, so without. It starts there, and then it manifests outwardly. Okay? So let's see. Let's grab some tarot before we end this here. All right. We have the 7 of Wands. Let's not start dropping cards. Not in here. Okay. You guys get a close-up on my face. Okay, we have the 10 of Swords. Ooh. Ouch. And then we have the 9 of Cups. Alrighty. So for someone, I do feel like this is a challenge. Spirit is talking to us today about connections and possibly the difficulty of being balanced in that way. But I feel like it really does have more to do with self than anything. All of our connections that we pull in are really a reflection of what it is that we're experiencing within ourselves. Like the type of relationships that we pull in are actually a reflection of the relationship that we have with ourselves. But let's take a look and see. So with the 7 of Wands coming out here, I feel like Spirit is asking you to be brave, to be bold, to be courageous, and really looking at what it is that you want, what it is that you deserve, even above that. Right? So whatever that thing is that you feel like you want or you deserve, I want you to add, pile more on top of that, right? So many times we shortchange ourselves because we measure our worth many times by how others are perceiving or valuing or saying we're worth, right? And many times that shortcuts what it is that we're actually worth because we've allowed someone else to dictate what that is, right? And Spirit actually is seeing us much more valuable than we're actually seeing ourselves. And so the 7 of Wands says to stand up tall, right? Allow your fire to shine brightly. Understand your worth. And everything that is not aligned by you, right, will naturally fall away when you allow this light within to shine. That's what the 7 of Wands is about. It's about you standing in your power, standing in your strength, right? Allowing yourself to be aligned and supported by others that align with that energy that you are projecting. Yeah. And to be full of belief in yourself. Whatever it is that you believe about yourself, that's what is going to be reciprocated in the world. So again, like I said, whatever that thing is, let's pile some more on that. Lots of belief. Let's add, if you believe you're a 5, right? We're going to add 5 more. You're a 10. Okay? Whatever you believe. If you believe you're a 6, look, we're going to add 4 more. Right? We're about to fluff it up for ourselves. Because we are. One of the things that just really irritate me, there's this person on TikTok, and I don't know his name. I often run across his videos, and he's rating women and telling them what they're worth. And every time a woman comes on and she says, I'm a 10, he asks her, well, how much do you weigh? Well, how tall are you? How much money do you make? Or how many kids do you have? How often have you been married? And so it's almost like, why would you go to someone else who's obviously determined to devalue women? Why would you go to them and allow them to speak into your life about what you're worthy of, what your value is? That just doesn't make sense to me. And every one of them women, I'm sure, have walked away from that platform probably feeling less valuable than they went on that platform, feeling. And I'm like, I don't need you to tell me how much I'm worth. I know how much I'm worth, right? If anything, I need people around me that's going to remind me and show me of the things that I've forgotten is worthy about me. We need people that's going to sharpen the iron, that's going to build us up, and that's going to help us to excel in life and to understand our value. That's what we need, right? So the 7 of Wands is talking about standing in that power, being courageous spiritually too, and understanding the need to protect that. Like, you don't allow anybody to come in and dictate your worth. Only God can do that. Only the Creator can do that. That energy that actually created you in your mother's womb and took the time and put in all of this work to create you from nothing to something, right? Only the Creator can dictate your worth. No man can do that. No woman can do that. And we would be really silly to allow someone to come in and speak that to us. If you have somebody trying to tell you what you're worth, I would just completely shut that person off. Don't even entertain it, right? Walk away. Walk away, right? Because this is a time for you to be courageous and to see yourself in the highest light, Spirit is saying, and that you are worthy of this. There's nothing special about that. You're worthy of this, right? And so this is a time for you to believe that about yourself and not be fearful, not have to feel like you have to walk on pins and needles. No, be your beautiful, extravagant, too much self, okay? You were created for that. And allow your fire to be your guiding light, okay? And I feel like with the 10 of Swords here, this talks about some level of, wounding that happens, some level of deep trauma that has happened here for someone. And when the 10 of Swords pops up, that means that there's like really a traumatic situation, a traumatic happening that has taken place, a traumatic moment that really needs to be acknowledged. And this is usually a time where we've allowed other people to walk all over us, We've given away our power. We've allowed people to speak, you know, very damaging things over our lives. Like I was just talking about that situation with this person on this platform that's spewing, you know. But the beautiful thing about that is we always, ooh, and I feel this rising up in me, and I'm getting a little bit goosebumps about this, because we always have to, there's always a karma that happens. What we put out comes back around. The beautiful thing about that is, and so all of this negativity, all of this pulling people down off of their pedestals, intentionally is the word I'm looking for, right? There is a reckoning for that. There is a coming back around to deal with that energy that we have put out. And that's why we have to be really careful when we have these platforms, that we be very intentional about what we're doing and how we're doing it, right? When we're given a level of power, it's not just for us to relish in that power and say, oh, I could do this and I could tell people this. And no, but it's really to help people. That's why we have been given the ability to speak to masses, I believe. If your intention is not to help people, then you're in the wrong business. Because, baby, you got to account for all of that energy that you're putting out there in the world. I believe that. I believe that. But this Ten of Swords is talking about stuff like that, giving our power away to people who may not necessarily have understood our value. Maybe they didn't even understand their own, right? But it was being aligned with the wrong type of energy, right? Because the Ten of Swords says that there was something that happened where you possibly was walked over, backstabbed, you know, connected with a bunch of dramatic energy. It was just too much for anybody. It was too much. And, you know, it was something that really drugged down to the barest essential. You know, it was that kind of energy. And finding out was all the more devastating. Finding it out, like, this person never ever had my best intentions at heart. You know, that was the kicker. But this energy comes to really wake you up and to get you to understand many times your value, right? And as you build yourself back up, it's looking at those lessons that you've learned around your connections and around not being balanced, you know, and not understanding the need to value yourself and what it is that you need, right? So there's some level of loss, some level of hitting this very devastating point in life, this realization that's been very valuable. It's been a lesson, a very valuable life lesson, or it will be. Okay, or it will be. But it talks about coming to an end of this, of being somebody's footstool, or being somebody's, you know, pawn, somebody's Ponzi scheme, right? It's that kind of energy. I don't feel like you have to, you know, many times it's because we're not listening to ourselves about people that we're connected to and about situations. If we take the time to slow down and get balanced and really attune to ourselves, we'll very seldomly find ourselves in these situations, but it's because we're not listening to ourselves. And so this energy is definitely coming out. And then I have the Nine of Cups, which is very opposite of that Ten of Swords, because the Nine of Cups says that there is a very harmonious energy. This may have come in after this realization with the Ten of Swords, or this may come in after that lesson of understanding the value that you have. The Nine of Cups is being surrounded by everything that you have done, everything that you've built for yourself, all the hard work that you put in, and it's being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being able to see the value that you have. It's very opposite of the Ten of Swords, and it's understanding what you have. Some of these lessons have to be learned, these very difficult lessons, to bring us to this Nine of Cups energy. That is the lesson. Otherwise, we may not realize the fact that we're valuable. So yeah, it's a devastating realization, but it brings us to the place where we need to be, where we need to understand our value and our worth. And maybe there couldn't have been a realization of that unless we had those difficult situations and those difficult run-ins with people. That is the wisdom that life is made of. But the Nine of Cups at last is, wishes coming true. When we see the Nine of Cups, we release all of that negative energy. We release all of those fears and the worries, right, of being, pushed aside or not measuring up, right? We're no longer worried about that kind of energy. This is a promise of a new being, one that is filled with peace and harmony and joy, right? And it's almost like looking around and realizing just how fortunate we are. Health, happiness, even material gains are abundant, right? It's looking to realize our value, basically. Now, the difficulty with this, I feel like, is the fact that there is a need to acknowledge that about ourselves, not waiting for someone else to do it, but just do it yourself. Like, no one else, just like, being with someone does not give you value. You had value before you got with that person. But instead of looking to connect, to find value, it's understanding the value that we bring to any situation, right? We're valuable before we connect. It's not the connects that bring us value. And so there may be some needing to understand that and to learn to celebrate ourselves and to congratulate and to honor and to uplift ourselves. And to understand that the energy that we have is valuable. And where we put that energy, where we pour out that energy, needs to be aligned. Otherwise, it turns into the Ten of Swords. It turns into a waste, right? I feel like with this Krishna and Radha talking about being aligned with the energies that we connect with, it's being choosy, being picky. Does it feel right? And it doesn't always have to be love connections. It could just be working with people or collaborating. Does it feel right? If it doesn't, this is learning how to listen to ourselves. But there's some level of this realization, this graduating. The Nine of Cups talks about moving on to a completion and a new beginning, right? Something's coming to an end. You not realizing your worth is coming to an end. And it's time to celebrate that, this growth. This is a mark of achievement that you've reached in life. And it deserves celebration because you are a big deal. This is a prosperous time. Understand that. You walking away, this is not a sad time. You walking away from what is not aligned for you, this is a prosperous time. This is a celebratory time. Spirit is saying, understand this. So if you have things that are ending, that has weighed you down, that has not proven to be valuable, or that doesn't reflect your value, and it's being removed, that's something to celebrate. That's something to be happy about, that you no longer have to carry the burdens that others have placed on you. That's actually a good thing, not a sad thing, right? And so there's some level of celebration with this achievement or this growth in life or this realization that we've stepped into right now. And some may not see it as that, but that's exactly what it is, because what Spirit has done, Spirit has given you the opportunity now to actually step into a position of leadership in your own life, right? No longer can we look to others and say, well, it's because of what they didn't do, or it's because of, nobody had helped me, because we have in the outcome, we have the Emperor, a solid tree. And on the other side of that is deep roots. Those roots underneath the ground represent the experience that life has afforded you. And this is talking about understanding the need for protection, stability, and even, this very mature ability to do and to make things happen. This is usually like a father-like energy, a very masculine, divine masculine energy, but it's not about men. It's just talking about the energy of being able to get things done and take care of things, and understanding the need to protect what you have and to guard it. And the counterpart to the Emperor is actually the Empress, which actually houses that in a different way, right? But the Emperor represents the side of us that's very decisive and stable and understands, the need to cover. And this energy brings clarity mentally, right? It knocks that 10 of Swords out the box. We're no longer doing that. We got the t-shirt for that. We learned that lesson. We've grown from that experience. Thank you. Next. But the Emperor brings us to a place that leads us to very decisive actions. And this could also point to like a connection with this kind of energy. It could, being that maybe Spirit is saying you're ready now. Okay, you've reached the level, you're ready now. This is the type of energy that you're worthy of. Stable, concrete energy that will protect, that will provide, that will make things happen, that will have a high level of integrity. That's what the Emperor represents. Like I said, almost like a fatherly energy. But it suggests, coming back into connection with the part of us that really stands strong, stands in our power, right? Like the Seven of Wands. That we stand in the knowing that we know what's right for us and what we need. It's understanding the value of what it is that we hold, of who we are. And this is pointing to the sun as well. And with the sun, there's clarity, right? We can see for miles and miles. This is stability, longevity, having a clear-cut plan for the future, right? This is the value that Spirit is saying that we're worthy of. And so we'll take nothing less. We'll take nothing less. So whether this is you standing in this energy, or whether it's Spirit saying this is what aligns with your energy. Not no flaky stuff. We're not talking about flaky stuff no more. We're not talking about allowing people to block us from really stepping into what we're valued, what we're worthy of. Because what's going to require our attention is realizing why we're still, if we're not coming into this energy, what are we holding on to? Or what is it that's causing us to stand in this place? Why are we still here? Why are we still complaining where we are when we're not a tree? We can change things at any point in time when we get ready to. So why are we still in the same place complaining, or stuck, or disempowered, or not willing to see what's truly been speaking to us the whole time, letting us know this is not aligned, this is not right, you deserve more, right? Messages like that. But Spirit is saying, why are we still here? Why haven't we moved? This is energy coming in to let us know it's time. For a lot of things, I've been hearing that. Spirit has been saying that it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. Move, move, move. Spirit has been speaking, but are we listening? It's a choice. It's a choice. All right, so that is for whoever needed to hear that. This is all about balance, tapping into our heart chakra, our value, aligning our connections. This is about seeking more balance in our personal lives, in our personal connections with self. Okay. And with the Emperor and the outcome, that says that Spirit has some very high level energy coming towards you. But just like the requirements that you have for being aligned, and being aligned with your value and what it is that you are seeing yourself worthy of, right? There's also that requirement on both sides to be balanced and to offer energy of substance. This is high vibing energy. We're talking about the archetypes. We talk about Radha and Krishna. We're talking about the Emperor and the Empress, the divine masculine, the divine feminine. These are very high vibing energies, right? That will not only be a blessing to them in this connection, but to everybody that would be able to witness this or experience this. Everybody that they are connected to will be blessed by this, right? It's that kind of energy. And so this is beautiful. I love it. I love it. And so thank you for stopping by. I hope there was something that was said here for you. Particularly, it is a general message, so don't try to make it fit. If you're looking for a personal reading, go ahead and email me. Let me know what your questions are. You could also set up an appointment on my calendar. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, okay? Blood Moon Oracle coming to you with the encouragement of the day. High vibing energy, honey. It's time to wash our hands of anything that does not align, anything that doesn't represent value. Because you're valuable. You are. It's time to align with that. And anything that's not that, it's time to release. All right. Get out and get some sun today, okay? I feel like there's a lot of messages Spirit has for each of us individually. To be open to that, what Spirit is speaking to us through nature. Till next time, take care.